Hi everyone, Chillax here and welcome back to another Anchor Panic video. As you can see before you, version 3.5 arrived for the CN server a couple hours ago, and today we'll go over everything you need to know about the brand new physical stun operator Uriel, who you see before you. And I'll also go over everything else that comes with this version update, such as the events, the skins, etc. So without further ado, let's begin. So let's go over the event page real quick. So starting from the top left, it looks like they have a 21-day login. I don't know if this will be the case for the CN server, or the global server I mean, but this is pretty nice. Like every other day you're getting 2 copies of a rate up, ticket or a Sigil ticket, which is very generous. So, I hope that the global server will kind of follow the CN server with becoming more generous, expanding from the 10-day cumulative login that we have now to a 21 cumulative login. I think this is very smart. It doesn't hurt you too much from a gotcha perspective if you're the devs trying to make money, but this will help you retain your free-to-play audience. And this is the currency that you accumulate when you spend stamina, and this you can exchange for items from the event shop. Now there are certain items that likely will not be available on the global side anytime soon, at least until mental bodies are released. Like for instance, I believe this currency is for mental bodies. Not sure what the other 3 are for, but we'll go over that in the future. And then, this I don't know either. But as per usual, you can get Stellaron bottles, rate up tickets, etc. And then there's a mini game where it's kind of like, I don't know the controls for this, but essentially you fly in the air. And I don't know the controls, but she flies through the air, and I guess you're kind of collecting items, maybe some buffs, and try to dodge the obstacles. And then, pretty standard, you'll get some crystal ashes that way. And then here we have the event. So this is not an extension to the main story. This is its own event page. So we're going to learn more about Uriel specifically with this story. And I did manage to pull a copy of her. And interestingly, her 3D model is uncensored in this game. I don't know if this is a glitch or not, but I'm not complaining. Okay, so let's go over the skins real quick. So this is a Battle Pass skin that you can get. I'm not really sure why Uriel is not getting a Battle Pass skin. Maybe it'll be implemented later, and there's some glitches here as well. But anyways, this is the 2D censored splash art for the new Tia skin. I think it looks pretty good, but there is an uncensored version, which is this one right here. This is what we're going to be getting on the global side. By the way, this is going to be the uncensored splash art for Uriel when we get it. Unfortunately, on the CN side, they're censoring everything. So, okay. Now going back to the game here. If I was to back out for a moment, there's another skin that you can get, which is, you have to purchase it. But this is going to be Frost Knight Dawn's skin. This is the censored version. And this is the censored splash art. And I do have an infographic from Billy. It's this one right here. But I think by this time there was a feminist group that was targeting major waifu gacha games and even managed to take down a major game. And there's been a lot of news going on that Anchor Panic, I think, is like 4th or 5th on the hit list to completely eliminate, which is unfortunate. So Billy, the official website for Anchor Panic, had to take down all of their, I think the last 100 videos, 138 videos that they had uploaded, and then they also had to surgically remove over 300 posts to protect itself. But before they did that, they started censoring the splash arts. Okay, and then there is also going to be one more skin, Thorn Rose, that will be coming. It hasn't been implemented into the game yet. I think it's going to come during the second phase because, mind you, on the CN server, the operators are released once every 5 to 6 weeks, which is a longer period of time. And actually, I said one more skin, but there's another skin to be released, and that is going to be this one right here. This is another one of Uriel's skins. This is the censored version. I checked Bilibili earlier. There doesn't appear to be an infographic on this skin yet. I'm not sure if they're going to risk it posting it, but this is the censored version. Okay, so now that we've gone over the skins, let's go over what she does. And I did manage to pull her, so let's go over it. Okay, yes. So she is a physical stun operator, single target, whose kit basically revolves around speeding herself up, slowing down the enemies, immobilizing the enemies, making them unable to move once you get enough stacks of a particular debuff. She has the ability to reposition the enemies. She has the potential to make the enemies take increased damage, although I'm not certain on how reliable this is. So she's kind of like a turn plus Ling Xiao hybrid, but I'm a little concerned because I don't think the increased damage taken by the enemies is going to be consistent enough to make her relevant in PvE unless you are a Leviathan. So let's get right into it. Her talent 1, if I was to go into my translations here, it's called Imaginary Life. When Uriel deals skill damage, there is a 45% chance to apply 1 stack of Domain Lock to the target. Now this debuff, each stack of it will reduce the target speed by 8%, which is quite significant. When the target reaches 3 stacks of Domain Lock, she will trigger Digital Surge. Now this Digital Surge effect, if the target has not yet acted this round, that target will skip its action entirely. Now if the target has already acted, which can sometimes happen in PvP, right? Like for instance, if the opponent is outspeeding you, but by the time your Uriel moves, the enemy has already moved, so if that is the case, then this Digital Surge effect will apply the following round. So you're pretty much guaranteed to immobilize the enemies, if not this round, then certainly the next round. And during this time, the target will not receive additional Domain Lock stacks. Digital Surge cannot be dispelled. So that's quite good. And by the way, the Domain Lock goes up to 3 stacks, of course, because you can't get more than 3. Now, for the talent 2, Backdoor Port. At the start of the round, the allied units within Uriel's 9 grid range, 9 grids, yeah, so that's not a whole lot, gains Intrusion effect. The target speed increases by 12%, or actually 13.5% in this case. The effect disappears after the unit has taken action. So this is a temporary 1-turn buff. And I forget if you can reapply this, we'll find out later. I don't think so. So this is a significant speed buff that will allow you to hit the ground running, potentially outspeeding opposing turn comps, right? But this is an effect that has a greater multiplier, but goes away after that the operator moves. Now basic attack is basic attack. The skill that will come to global is a 9 target area of effect, and I think this is quite good because this allows her multiple chances to trigger Domain Locks onto the target, which I said before slows down the enemy. Just note that the probability of slowing down the enemy is only like 45% at level 2, which is not a whole lot. Okay, and then for the energy burst, And I'm skipping skill 2, by the way, because we're not going to get this on the global side. So her energy burst, wide area suppression. This is an AoE damaging ability. The final hit has a 70% chance to apply knock-up, aka launch, to the primary target. And if I was to click on the translation here, it basically says that, let's see here. Yeah, so launch changes the target's current position to a random position, and when launch effect successfully triggers, if the target is immune to launch, so let's say you get back-to-back energy bursts, the target will instead receive 12% increased damage from all sources lasting for 2 turns. So this has PvE potential, but I don't like how there's so much criteria in order to activate this ability. So this adds a lot of RNG if you want to run her in PvE, which I don't like. Okay, so now going over the Ascensions here, and this is another thing that I don't like. Her Ascension 3 only increases her skill level by 2. And this is bad because I think that in order to get the premium effect, you're going to need to get her Ascension 6. Somehow I get the ability this will be changed when she comes to the global side, because normally she doesn't get skill 2, and I think this increases her skill 2 level twice. So, sorry, my nose is itchy, one sec. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So her Ascension 6, when Uriel receives fatal damage, she will enter an imaginary phantom state in which she becomes immune to all damage for the current turn, and at the end of the turn, she recovers 50% max HP, can trigger only once per battle. I think that the CN devs are doing this for a lot of units, like I know Morpho has this as well, where it incentivizes Leviathans to spend, get more copies of her in order to have a cheat death mechanic. And I think for a free-to-play perspective, you don't have to worry about this too much, because this won't really help with PvE, which I think is the more important game mode in a global server right now. However, from a PvP perspective, this is quite useful if you care about that. Also of note is that in addition to the one-time cheat death mechanic, the energy burst will also apply 2 extra stacks of domain lock to the primary target, allowing you to get to Digital Surge almost immediately, I want to say. Now, with regards to her Stellaron, this is going to be quite different for the global server, because on the global server, instead of having skill 1 here and skill 2 here, normally you'll just have one basic skill here. You'll eliminate these 2 nodes entirely. So what will end up happening, I suppose, is that I think on the global server they're going to rearrange the speed nodes, kind of like what they did for Turn, where the premium speed nodes will be here as well as here, and then this attribute resistance will be placed where the speed node is right there. Yeah, so pretty standard Stellaron tree, but I do find it interesting that Uriel will be the second operator to my knowledge who gets double speed node potential. But there might be another one, like I haven't checked Gleam yet. Maybe Gleam has this too, because I know that she does speed up quite a bit. But yeah, anyways. So now for her signature sigil, if I was to go to it. Okay, so let's go over the translation. So Uriel's cube, it provides a speed boost for her, for the wielder, I'm sorry, and the universal effect will increase the wielder of the signature sigil, whoever's equipped with the sigil, by 4%. So, and it also ignores defense resistance by 8%. I don't know if this is meant to turn her into a sub DPS, probably not, but Yeah, this is kind of worse than turn signature sigil as well as echo signature sigil because it's not providing any offensive buffs, and the speed boost only applies to the person equipped with the sigil, so I don't really like that. However, the effect onto Uriel is quite powerful. If Uriel is equipped with this sigil, then on the first round she will gain 50% energy recharge, allowing her to guarantee get her energy burst on round 1. Additionally, she will gain 1 additional stack of the sigil's speed and defense ignoring effects. So this makes her likely to outspeed turn. And the talent 1 trigger chance on the primary target increases by 9%, which means that at base copy of the sigil, Uriel will have a 54% chance to apply a domain lock on the enemy. When her energy burst applies launch, it can also affect other targets, because mind you, her energy burst at default only applies to on the final hit, right? But with the signature sigil, the launch ability where you rearrange the enemies and potentially increase the damage that they take from all sources, this can apply to up to 2 additional enemies, and the trigger chance is only 20% on those enemies instead of, say, like the 70% chance you have on the primary target. So this kind of expands her kit to affect other units, but doesn't really add anything new. Okay, so we'll go ahead and show her live, but I'm going to go with the trial version because I think it illustrates her kit a bit better. Okay, so as you can see here, single target attack, she's quite fast. I like her attack animations, and then she energy bursts because she's equipped with the signature sigil. And this ability right here, like this digital, waterfall thing, that is the launch, which we said makes them unable to act. So we'll find that those, but they're still acting. So I don't know maybe that's the ability that, no, it's from her talent that slows them down. Yeah, and I think that the more they are slowed down, maybe, the more prominent this digital animation happens, because I think that the frontmost enemies also had that animation, but we didn't really see that. Or it wasn't as prominent, I meant. Okay, and we're going to do the final blow here. Oh, and we saw that kind of gold diamond water drop thing. I don't know what that was. Maybe that was the immobilization. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. So what do I think of her? I think that she is probably a skip for most free-to-play players because she is built primarily as a PvE unit, a PvP unit, I'm sorry, thanks to her multiple abilities, multiple ways to speed up her allies, slow the enemies down, and potentially immobilize them. Now, the one effect that allows her to have PvE relevance is from her energy burst. Like, if the enemies already have launch applied to them, then they will take an increased 12% chance to, or increased 12% damage taken from all sources. This does not seem reliable to trigger, and you can only trigger this to up to 3 targets. And additionally, I get the feeling that when she comes to the global side, knowing the global devs, they might take that ability out entirely. As a matter of fact, they kind of did that for the transition from the CN server to the JP server for Yuan Juan, the limited physical. defender. Right now, Kwa Sensei and I were in talks with the global team to ask them to not nerf Yun Juan as hard on the global side as they did for the JP side. Yeah, we might have to do the same thing for Uriel when she comes around, because right now the physical element is not looking too good. They only have Thorn Rose. That's it. And to some extent, Mustang, but Mustang is only run by one global player on the global server, which is my guildmate Gear. I'm running her too, but I don't run her as well as he does. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video. Let me know in the comment section below whether you are excited for her release, maybe not. For me, I like that they have a physical stun operator, but right now I care more about PvE because Entropy Cataclysm gives Stellaron bottles. So yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this video. If you haven't already, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.